Hey yo, it's Hip Hop DJ Determined 88. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe, and hit the subscribe so when I drop a video, you get notified. What's going on, y'all? We got content. Joe Budden responds to Dame Dash. Dame Dash saying all the old Rocafella artists are now big podcasters, including Joe Budden. Joe Budden responds. Dame Dash says he wants to have a conversation with Joe Budden now. So who knows what's going to happen. But this right here is what Joe Budden responded to, and then we'll get into Joe's response. This is Dame Dash. Let's get it.
Every podcaster now seems, mostly, they used to be Rockefellers. So Joe Budden was a Rockefeller. Noriega was a Rockefeller. Cameron was a Rockefeller. I used to manage Children of the Corn that Mace was in. And I tried to sign Gilly, but, niggas stopped it. Who else? They're all Rockefeller. It's like the Rockefeller podcast. And now Bleak. And again, Bleak, you too. We made a deal. You were going to stop talking about me, but you still say your little slick shit. It's cool. I love you. But you're working hard. I see you really out there hustling. You and me know both. If you hustled this hard back then you wouldn't have to be hustling this hard now. Instead of talking about homeboy, I believe we'd be talking about you. Same thing with Cam, same thing with Joe Budden, same thing with Nori. But now everyone's retired from rapping professionally, and now they're all doing talk shows or podcasts. Disrespect, you found your lick, but my first impression of y'all were rock stars. People that laughed at the press, just against the grain, do whatever you want. That was that Harlem shit. And I'm still on that type of time. And again, you tell me if any one of y'all niggas talking about me ever paid $20 million.
Now, the only thing about that is Joe Budden never even released an album with Rocafella. I remember when Joe Budden signed to Rocafella, he had a little mixtape. And what else? There was pictures like the one on the screen right now, but it never turned into anything. Joe Budden went on to do his own thing, but this does say one thing about Dame Dash. This says that Dame Dash has a serious eye for talent, because all the people that were big names in Rocafella that you remember from back in the day, and you're like, damn, Rocafella was the shit. These were guys that Dame was trying to put on. He was even trying to get Gilly, like he just said. He had an eye for talent, man. That's one thing you can't take away from Dame. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny how people are okay with speaking on Dame, but people don't speak on Jay-Z. Now, I did see Joe Budden speak on Rock Nation before. Actually, I have. That's one podcast that I would say I've seen speak on Rock Nation, and the whole situation with what's the lady's name that runs Rocafella with Jay-Z? Her daughter was trying to sue her and shit like that, and Joe Budden was the only one to speak on that. You know what I mean? And she's a cop, not a cop, but a snitch. She snitched on the cartel and shit. And Joe Budden was the only one to speak on that. All them other podcasts, from Drink Champs to Rock Solid, It Is What It Is, all the dudes who used to be on Rocafella turn podcast, they're not gonna speak on Jay. But I gotta give it to Joe. But this is Joe's response to Dame Dash, y'all. Let's get it.
Dame said that all of the hot podcasters are Rocafella podcasters.
Right. Okay. But he was lamenting that. He was basically saying that we had this hot thing going on, and instead of having these artists who are pushing the culture and advancing the culture and laughing at the journalists and laughing at the media, now y'all have become the media. Y'all become the people. Talk about Cam, Mace, him, Nori.
He said, I thought all of y'all were rock stars, not chatty little bitches.
Basically,
he didn't say that, but that's what he was trying to say.
We're still waiting for the.
You could be a rock star, chatty little bitch.
So I want to let Dame know, when I try not to support America New, you got to start with that. Support Dame shit. America New. Go check it out. now that that's out the way, Dame has to stop. Hey, leave me out of all that. Whatever you're doing. My name should have nothing to do with that. I was Rocafella for 79 seconds. And I keep it a secret. It's not something that I run around promoting or I'm proud of. I ain't released an album on Rocafella. I ain't put a song out on Rocafella.
Didn't get a rock chain?
I didn't get a Rocafella chain. I didn't get a Rocafella cup of coffee.
You got some spanky?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a Rocafella penny. So when you having these Rocafella conversations, and shit, Hove don't even recognize me in the Rocafella. It's always Dame talking. Keep me out of that. I'm not a Rocafella rapper, artist, podcaster. I don't have nothing to do with none of that shit. Carlene barely buzzed the gate when I was at the motherfucker.
Who's that?
Yeah, Carlene ain't want to hear
Joe
nothing.
guy's here again.
Hey, when over Carlene was back there. Yeah, so I love Dame. Like I said, I'll never have a negative word to say about him. He's loaned me money out of his pocket. I won't say nothing bad about him. But please, I'm not Rocafella nothing. I don't claim it. I'm not repping it. Shit, you shouldn't be repping it.
I see where Joe's coming from, but him saying Dame Dash shouldn't speak on Rocafella is kind of crazy. Dame Dash was Rocafella. Dame Dash, Jay-Z was just an artist. Like, I get him. Jay-Z, Biggs, and Dame were partners. I get that. But Jay-Z was more of an artist. Dame Dash and Biggs were the businessmen, and they were making shit happen. Somehow Jay-Z just turned out to be the better businessman at the end of the day, I guess. Or maybe they cut him out. And the reason I say maybe they cut him out is because Jay-Z said on a song, make another Hove. Everybody know, like, if it was so easy to do to make another Hove, like, he was kind of like talking to Dame when he said that. And people like quote that all the time, right? But Dame was blocked in the industry. You know what I'm saying? And he's still blocked to this day. That's what it looks like to me. You know what I'm saying? And Joe, that's cool that Joe shouted out American New Network too. Make sure y'all go check out American New Network. Honestly, they ain't remind me of a mob boss when he speak. You know what I'm saying? And he be speaking some real shit. He be speaking facts. You gotta respect it. You know? And I even just seen a clip of a lady named Queen of Harlem. I guess she's trying to like reconcile things with Cam and Dame. I can see Dame doing good in this kind of space, podcast space. I don't see why he hasn't started one. I guess American New is kind of like him starting one. He got on there, Bosses Take Losses. I guess that's his podcast. You know what I'm saying? That's a fire. It got a lot of views too. Make sure y'all go check that shit out. Shout out to Dame Dash. But Joe Budden definitely just keeping it on there, leave him out of it, because he wasn't signed to Rocafella long at all. He really wasn't. And him and Jay-Z actually went back and forth. Like, Jay-Z dissed Joe Budden. You know what I'm saying? I think it was on like the Pump It Up beat or some shit like that. It was a long time ago, but I do know they had like a little back and forth. Something about button ups. So he said, tell your, Jay-Z said, tell the ordinary Joes they better button up or some shit like that back in the day. I know Jay had some bars for Joe, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that was like due to Joe not staying with Rocafella, or I really don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if Jay-Z didn't want him on Rocafella. It was just like a weird time in hip-hop. You didn't just know all them kind of things, you know what I mean? The only way you knew them kind of things if you was on the inside, because there was no social media, you know what I'm saying? There was no internet. So you had to be like in that circle to know them type of things, you know what I'm saying? But it is dope, all the new, all the old rappers and shit that I grew up on having podcasts, even the Joe and Jada, from $1 Million Worth of Game, Joe Budden Podcast, Drink Champs, Joe and Jada, Rock Solid, Talks with Flea, It Is What It Is. I fuck with all that. I'm a fan of all that. And definitely Dame Dash shit too. Bosses Take Losses. Shout out to him, man. But let me know what y'all think about all this in the comment section. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Follow me on IG, and we out.